Hey YouTube, Tutu UK back again with another pickups and carboot. What a day! What a day! If this is one of the best, I must admit, one of the best, but we'll come to that later. So yeah, want to welcome all the new subscribers. So I'm remembering. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for subscribing. As per usual, you know, you don't have to, and I really do appreciate it. Means a lot. Obviously, you take the time to watch me rattle on and prattle on and show what games I picked up. Apologies, because I did say I was going to do a room tour. Well, say room tour in the loosest term last week. I did watch football, but basically that was it. And then all last week I was actually off, but I had man flu, so it was really touch and go. But I managed to pull through. I am determined to do it after this video. This may go on a little bit long, so if you want to get yourself a drink, 2 drinks, 3 drinks, whatever, I'll try and be as quick as I can. There's probably a section of it that I don't know if it's just easy just to point the camera at the stuff as opposed to show you it, but I'll see how we get on and just see how much waffle I end up doing. So first thing anyway, I'll do some of just the normal pickups that I picked up via either one of them's eBay and then the rest are just out and about. So finally I've managed to pick up another Master System game that I needed towards a full set. It's I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's one of these ones that's sought after. It holds its value really well. I got really lucky, to be fair. It's in cracking condition and it's Micro Machines. These Codemasters ones definitely seem to, like I say, I don't think, I mean, you could probably go on there now and buy it, it's not a problem, but they are heavily sought after and they do, you know, fetch a fair price. This is in absolutely brilliant condition. That's £6 delivered. That I'm not going to turn down. So I think, see, it's been a while. I think I'm on 27. I think 27 games. Again, the list will be down the bottom and the manuals. If anyone's got any, then you know, give us a shout. We can work something out. Trade, cash, whatever. What else to get? Right. A couple of GameCube games. There was what was it? Like, it was like not Salvation Army. It was a charity, but it was inside like a library. I can't remember who was doing it. Let's, for argument's sake, it was Salvation Army. They had a load of DVDs in that, and I just noticed these 2 GameCube games. Sat in with them. They're not that special. One of them I do need. The other one I picked up purely for the case. I think I got them for 75p each, so 150 the pair. So Tiger Woods 2003 and Tiger Woods 2005. Now I think, yeah, it's a 2005 one that I need, which is actually a double disco. But yeah, so I mean that one again I picked up just purely for the case because, like, I think I mentioned this before. Bizarrely, GameCube cases just seem a bit more brittle. You know, the few that I've picked up over the time, they all seem to get damaged more. I need my coffee. And then, lastly, 2 games from the old crack converters. One of them's a GameCube game that I did need, and it's Dark Summit, and that was 99p. Now, they had Tony Hawk's Underground, I think, and they wanted, I think it's $4.99 for that. And I looked at the disc. To be fair, it was pretty scratched up, and every other GameCube game they had, which weren't anything special, I think I'd already had them anyway, were all 99p. So I thought, you know, I mean, I'm no Tony Hawk's fan or anything like that. I don't really follow the series, so I don't know if it's a super game, super rare or whatever. I don't know. So I just thought I'd ask him on the off chance that it was mispriced kind of thing, and he went, "Oh yeah, it is a bit odd." No, but that's just how it is. We check our prices online. So I'm not sure if they're one of these that they use Amazon or whatever to price everything up, but there's no way I'm paying that for a fucking GameCube game, and definitely not Tony Hawk's one. But yeah, so Dark Summit, 99p, all complete. Not bad. So while I was looking there, actually, the GameCube games sort of filtered across onto 360 ones, and I mean, it caught my eye because I thought someone else had picked this up or got it in a trade, and the name I thought was like another shooter. For the price, I thought I'll risk it anyway. And to be fair, it's by a reputable company, and it's Project Sylphied. So it's by Square Enix. Now I thought it was like the PlayStation shooter Sylphied, or it might be based on that same universe. I've had a quick go at it, and to be fair, it's too much like a flight. What word am I looking for? Like not a flight sim, but it's not a shoot 'em up game. You kind of control the craft more and stuff like that. A bit like the X-Wing games, the old X-Wing games on the PCs. So, but anyway, $1.99. What? I'll take it for $1.99. So yeah. So that was all I got. All I got up until today. Carboot was obviously on. Massive. It was massive today. Couple, might be one or two interesting stories. What I'll do, there's a bunch of like PlayStation games which I don't know where I picked them up or for how much for. Generally, they're no more than £1. If that. I think some of them were 50p. So I don't know. I can't remember which was which. I remember kind of a bulk of them that I did buy, and I'm sure they were 50p. And again, I probably like if there's 4 of them, I've probably got £1 off or whatever. So all I'll do, I'll just list through what I managed to pick up. And like I say, make the assumption that the worst case is they cost a quid. So first one is International Moto. Now, before I watched, I think I've mentioned this guy's name before, Mr. Neckbreaker. I probably wouldn't have picked this up, to be fair. I just wouldn't have bothered. Now, the only reason why, not the only reason, but one of the reasons is now is because, like I say, it hasn't got the stripe across the bottom, and it's number 99 on the catalogue list. So, I mean, it's heavy manual as well in this. So there's that one. This one was bought with that one, so that's partly why I got it. Rapid Racer. Looks like just a jet ski type game. This one I've never heard of, and I don't know if it looks like a Double Dragon type game, but set in the oldie days. And it's called Legend. There you go, Legend. And it looks quite good actually. It reminds me a bit of Guardian Heroes. I don't know if it's any cop, but it does look quite nice. Instead of like going too polygony, they've tried to keep it a bit more 2D. But again, I don't know until I try it. Couple of crackers here. These ones, I think these were all from the same person. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's 150p for these. So I picked up Spyro the Dragon Platinum, Spyro Year the Dragon Platinum. These are all complete. This one I don't have. Them two I do have. This one, wow, chuffed to get. Okay, it's like the white label-y. Is it the white label? I don't know what they call them. The W one, but it's a Street Fighter 2 collection. I don't have that, so I'm really chuffed to get that. Crash Bash Platinum. And another white label. I've got this original Bloody Raw 2. So yeah, they were 50p each, but what was it, 4 or 5? I think I got them for £2 or something like that. Got one locked off. There was another lady. That was a lady selling them. Another lady selling a load of games. I think these were 50p each as well. And I got. No, she wouldn't. This lady wouldn't budge on the prices. So I picked 3 up from her anyway. One of them, I think I might have this. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's called The Hunter. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. And this one, I think, I'm not sure if I've got this one or the first one of it, I don't know. But it's Fear Effect 2. Double Helix. And it's all complete. Although one of the discs has jumped out. So yeah, I mean, these are in really nice condition. All the discs are there, all the manuals and everything else. I checked them all anyway before, like. So yeah, a nice couple of little PlayStation games there. Obviously like the Spyros and that, they'll just pay for themselves. If anyone's interested in any of them, the ones... Fear Effect 2, I'm not sure if I've got, I'll have to check. I'll probably should check now. But let me know if there's any of these that you're interested in. From the Crash Bash, the Spyros, that was it. So Crash Bash, Spyro, and potentially Fear Effect 2. But I'll have to just double check that. But if you're interested, drop me a PM and I can let you know later if they're duplicate ones. So that was kind of all the PlayStation 1 games that were out and about, you know, here, there and everywhere. Again, from another stall, completely random. 50p I think I paid for this. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer on the Xbox. Again, it's a compatible one. Oh, only on Xbox. Don't know how long that lasted, if it did end up staying exclusive or not. Never played, I don't know. I didn't really watch a TV show, to be honest. Random little game that some youngish girl had. Had a few of them, but this is a pick of it for £1. Mario Party Super Circuit. Obviously I've got that if anyone's interested, drops a PM. A couple of PlayStation 2 games that were picked up. I can't remember, just random stores I think. Again, no more than £1 each on this, on any of these. If anything, I've probably got these, I think these two I've got together, so I've got them for £1.50. MDK2 Armageddon, Murder, Death, Kill. I remember this being a big deal. What was it on? It might be on Dreamcast as well. So, yeah, it looks a bit unusual kind of game as well, a bit of a quirky, weird game. And then, like I say, just to reduce the price, and it's one I'm pretty sure I haven't got, is Commando Strike Force. Commandos Strike Force, should I say. This one I wasn't sure if I got it, and for £1, you know, I mean, I think it's the second one that's the better game, but it's Star Wars Battlefront Platinum, unfortunately, but I'll take that as it is. I don't think I've got that. Gun, pretty sure I haven't got this one. These are all complete, and I thought this was the one I needed from this collection of games, and it's not. I've actually got this, which is a bit of a bugger. It's the third one that I've need, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee. But there's a third one called something else, Mutant or something, Mutant Crash or something like that, and that's the one that I need. I've actually got this, so that's a bit of a kick in the what's it, but it don't matter too much. Right. There's a guy there who had a Mega Drive 2. This is a little bit annoying as well. There was a store that I've not long been set up, and as I walked past I could sort of see in the boot, and I saw, like, funnily enough, the Aladdin Mega Drive slipcover. It was ripped, but I just sort of said to the guy, I said, "Oh, have you got the Mega Drive?" And he went, "Oh, some woman's just gonna come back in about 5 minutes for that." I went, "All right, do you have any games with it?" He goes, "Well, I think there's only 2, so I'm guessing it's probably Aladdin and Mega Games, whatever." So no big shakes there. And I went, "Oh," and when he sort of said, "Oh, the woman's going to come back," or whatever, I know that which woman he was on about is one of the resellers. So she's, and went past the store. She's a nice enough lady, to be fair, but this is just irks me a little bit. She wasn't selling any games. They do this weird thing where week on week off they have a lot of games, and then they sell all electronic stuff like food blenders and all that kind of crap. And so I suppose I shouldn't have, but I said to go, "Oh, you mean the reseller woman who was at the start of the aisles, like, you know?" He was like, "What?" So and I like described it, because like I said, I'd seen her, like, and he went, "Yeah, that's her." I said, "Oh yeah, she'll just mark it up and put it on the store." So I don't know if when she came back, he'd obviously, well, I don't know. It's a bit mean, I suppose, but fuck it. If he might bump the price up. So I don't know. It just irks me. And to be fair, I probably would have bought the Mega Drive anyway because I don't need it. But this leads me on to this next game. there's another guy selling another Mega Drive 2. Just a plain one, in the box. Quite a nice condition actually. Again, I've got it. It had a bunch of games. Probably that wrong. In about 5-6 games. None of them I needed except for this one. And I did the usual thing. How much games? Oh, I want to sell it as a job lot. Fucking hell. So I was like, okay. I didn't even ask him how much he wanted for it. And I just went, oh, it's a lot of money after this one game. And he went, oh, I've got to sell it as a job lot. I said, what, is it yours? He went, no, someone else. I said, well, look, if you sell me this one game and you're asking your price, you want, say, 20 quid on it, no one's going to know it was 20 quid with 6 games or 20 quid with 5 games, are they? And you're still going to be in pocket. So he sort of thought about it, and then obviously it made, you know, suddenly, fucking light bulb went on his end. He goes, yeah, oh yeah, go on then, yeah, they won't know, will they? So I picked this game up for £1, which is a fucking bargain. And it's one I'd seen on eBay a few times, don't want to pay over the odds for it, and this just goes to prove, bit of patience. So for £1, I've got the cheeky boys. Not the cheeky girls, but the cheeky boys. Never played it. I'm pretty sure this was, when I played this in the arcades, this was an arcade game, I'm definitely sure of it. I thought it was one of the prequels or sequels or whatever you want to call it to Wonder Boy. But I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on it. Someone else will probably know way more than I do. But yeah, it looks like a very Wonder Boyish type game. So for £1, I'm happy. And it's in absolute spanking condition. Fucking mint. So they missed that one there, didn't they, the resellers? But funnily enough, when I went back around the second time, the Mega Drive had gone. So someone picked it up. Right. Interesting story now. There was a stall there. He was, you know, it's sort of generally set up. What I tend to do now, I tend not to. I don't pound people as soon as they pull up in the car like some of them do. You know, there is it gets like a feeding frenzy, doesn't it? You know, people that go there know. And I'm just a little bit more kind of like, I don't know. But this guy, he was sort of setting up. He wasn't, you know, overly crowded or anything like that. There's someone else looking at something, I can't remember. He's a youngish lad, and he pulls up, gets his box or bag of stuff, and he's putting out these games, and it was just like DS games or whatever. And one of the traders, resellers, or whatever you want to call it, he's not a reseller, but you know, he's one of these ones that just buys it to sell it. The guy who bought all the Final Fantasy 9 and that, he swans over. So the guy's putting out these DS games, which he wanted like 4 or 5 quid from or whatever. And there's some Game Boy games, original Game Boy games. Nothing spectacular, like Mortal Kombat. What else was there? There was one more that I thought, well, that's not too bad. And when I asked how much they were, it was £2.50. £2.50 a game. Or was it £2 a game? Can't remember. I think it might be £2 a game. I can't, something like that. Something like too much. No, £3 a game. £3 a game. 2 for a fiver. That's what he said. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just sort of, he was just like popping these out. And then obviously he popped out Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold. And old Bubblehead next to me, straight away, whoosh, off the table. But what I noticed was that they were the American ones, you know, with the E on them. And that, you know, I wasn't trying to be a smart ass or anything like that. But I said to him, oh, they're American ones. You can tell by the E on it. And I said, the thing is, that's what all the knockoffs are. So if you've ever seen any like Game Boy Advance games or the Game Boy ones, especially more the Pokemon ones, all the knockoffs are always going to have the E on the American ones. So I just said to him, like, you know, they might not save. So that, just trying to be a bit friendly, you know, maybe oil the wheels a little bit. All right, he said. But he bought them. I know he bought them because when I went past the second time, he weren't there. But this is where it gets interesting. So I say I weren't interested in them over the games. I'm not like £2.50 each if you bought 2. Definitely not £3 a piece. Went back, did whatever. Come back again. Obviously, it'd gone. The Pokemon game had gone, so he'd bought them. So I had a quick flick through. It was Mortal Kombat and something else. So I was umming and ahhing, and I just sort of said to him, I said, "Oh, how much were your games again?" Because I did forget. He told me. He said, "All right." I said, "Oh, these are the only older ones you've got?" He went, "Oh no, I've got this stuff. I've got this bag of stuff, but I haven't got. I forgot the console." I was like, "Oh, what is it?" He went, "Oh, it's a Nintendo." I was like, "Ping." I was like, oh, well, let's have a quick look. And it was an N64, well, it's a bag of N64 stuff. So what I got for a £5, and I was so chuffed, and it's more the fact that they were sitting there while he was buying fucking probably knock-off 2 Pokemon games. I've got this for a £5. So I was happy as Larry then. I'm happy as pig in shit. I couldn't care less what happened during the rest of the day, because this was a score up to this point. So in the bag, there was 2 controllers. It was just a carrier bag. 2 controllers in all right condition. Sticks are quite nice. A random plug, which funnily enough I do need. I bought a box N64 a couple of weeks back, and it was missing the power, so that is weirdly enough useful and ideal. Then it was the games. So what we got for a £5, so them 2 bits there. I don't really know in order of goodness or whatever, so I'm going to do them as I would think. So I obviously brought the bag up. I had a quick, just literally looked in the bag, because I thought if he's over my shoulder again, I don't want him to see. So I just had a quick look in the bag. I seen 1 game, and I was like, that's it. I don't care. So until I got back, I didn't look at the rest of them. As bizarre as that sounds, but you'll understand why when I show you that particular game. So I didn't really know what was in the bag. So for a £5, I've ended up with WrestleMania 2000, which I think I might have. Wave Race 64. Again, I'm not sure on any of these. If anyone's interested in any of these, give me a shout. Craig, do you still want these games? Because I know you're interested. Anybody else, drop me a PM and I'll see what's what. This one, I didn't even know they did this on the N64, but it's Road Rash 64. This one I don't have. It's Pokemon Snap. This one I don't have. Happy to have this one. Mario Tennis. Now with that, there is an actual box and a manual. So I've got like all I need there is just an insert. I might have an insert knocking about. And talking of manuals, hang on, that's Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube. See, I didn't even know that was in there. There is Mario Tennis for the N64, and a manual for Wave Race 64. This is the game that I've seen in the bag, and I was like, whatever. And I just sort of said, to be honest, he wasn't even going to put this stuff out. He obviously just disregarded it. And he was like, I was like, what do you want for it? Oh, I don't know. Seen this game, I was like, what, that £5? He was like, oh yeah, fine. So he got Pokemon, knockoff Pokemon probably, 2 lots for a £5. I got all that, and I got Super Smash Brothers with a manual. Fucking bonus. So wow, chuffed. Made up. So at that, like I say, up to that point, that is it. I was skipping around a car boot, and it's just the way it's just the way it happened. Obviously, he was snatching these Pokemon games off me and all this kind of, well, not off me, but you know, people who've been there know what I'm on about. They're like fucking, and he had these games sitting there all along. So I was happy then. That was it. Happy as pig and shit. So what happened then? Went round again. Moved on. There was an old boy there, big old van. Again, he was 3/4 way setting up, and I just sort of said to him, because I think I've seen in the back of his van a PlayStation 3 box for the console. So just purely, you know, I said, oh, you ain't got any, don't happen to have any video games, do you? He went, oh, video games. I said, like, you know, anything older? He goes, ah, yeah, I do. He goes, come back in 10 minutes. It's still in the van light. I said, alright, because we'll hold on to them then, and I'll be back. So I popped back, and he had a big plastic container, like big tub, and it's full of PlayStation 2 games. I mean, loads. This is where I was on about before, about showing you all. I don't know what to do. He had a PlayStation 2 slim console in the box, and this is where it gets bizarre. So he had all these games, and I said to him, how much are your games? They're all stacked on it. He goes, oh, I don't know. And I had a feeling that there was someone else's, like his daughters or his sons or something. I think it was the daughters, because he said about the console, and I'll come to that in a minute, oh, she wanted X amount. So about the game, she said, oh, I don't know, well, what, 50p? And I was like, fine, 50p's done. That's fair enough price, you know. So I was picking through these PlayStation 2 games. There's a couple in there that I thought, yeah, they're alright, might need that. 50p, you know, because I say I don't have a list of them, so I wasn't sure what I had and didn't have. So 50p, I'd take a chance. Then, like I say, his wife pulled out the boxed PlayStation, slim PlayStation 2. So, how much do you want for your console? And I went, 30 quid. I was like, okay, this is where she said, oh, she said she wanted 30 quid. I was like, well, you ain't going to sell it for 30 quid. That, I know that for a fact, you know, maybe a tenner-ish, maybe, if it's boxed. Not 30 quid. So I said, what do you mean 30 quid of all the games? And they were like, oh no, I think she just said 30 quid for this. So I was like, oh, I'm not interested in that. So when I said that, he went, why, do you want to buy all the games? And I was like, well, I don't know. He goes, well, look, you can do us a favour, take them off our hands. So, oh, I've got to get them. So I was like, well, how much do you want from? And did he say 20 quid? I think he said 20 quid, and I said, oh no, I said a tenner. He said 15. We met in the middle and said 12 quid. So I'm not gonna. I'll just try and put them in bundles and just show you. There's no spectacular, to be fair, but there's a shitload of them. So for 12 quid, I got that one. That one. So I'm not going to go through because I know that people don't really want to be sitting seeing, you know, half-assed PlayStation 2 games being shown on screen. So, as I said, there's nothing really spectacular in here. Anything that's a duplicate, which I think there's a few of. I've had a quick skim through them. Oh, there's a couple of PlayStation 1 games in the bottom of it. Spin Jam, Buster Move 2, which I've got, and Buster Move 4, which I think I might have as well. Another pile. I say there's a shitload of them. That's a random empty case. Nearly there. Like I said, there's a few good Sonic ones in there. Gran Turismo here. Pitfall, that's one definitely I haven't got. So, like I say, I mean, I don't even know how many there is there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, 26, 28. There's probably about 60 games. Got to be about 60 games there for 12 quid. Like I say, I'll pick what I need out of it. What I don't, I can just move on and it'll pay for itself. So, you know, I'm happy with that. Oh, before I get on to the best bit, random store, some Asian chap selling clothes. Really nice guy. Yeah, bit younger than me. Just happened to see in a box next to all the clothes, Master System game. So I was like, well, that's, you know, it's always nice to see them, as it is the Mega Drive ones. It's one I've got, but I picked up anyway. It's Alien Storm, all complete, in very, very nice condition actually. But what he had then underneath it in this box, and I've been after one of these because I've got one, but I've got it in the box, and because I haven't got a spare one, I've had to leave it out of the box. But I can put it back in now and use this because he had a light phaser. So I've got a pair of them for 50p each, £1. He says it works, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know how robust these are. There's not really much to break. I mean, as long as it fires, which it does. So yeah. So for a quid, no brainer. Absolute no brainer. Right. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Towards, like I say, it was a big car boot today. And obviously I think some people get there early, some people kind of get a bit late, you know. Well, late in terms of car boot times. So there's this chap, probably about 30, maybe late 20s. He was unpacking again. You know, I didn't jump on him or anything like that. He was getting all the stuff out, and I just happened to say to him, "Have you got any video games?" To his missus, and she went, "Oh, yeah, I think we have." And she sort of said, "Oh, come back in 5 minutes." And I said, "Oh, we wouldn't happen to know what it is." She went, "Oh, I think it might be Nintendo." And I was like, "Cool." So literally, give him a few minutes, came back, and she just got the box out. This is so funny. Just got the box out, and it's a big old box, you know, fair old box, this size. Got it out, and it said on it, Nintendo 64 stuff. Nintendo 64 and stuff, something like that. So I was like, first there kind of thing. Flick the lid open. Fucking hell, it was jam-packed. They had GameCube, he had N64. There's no SNES or NES, unfortunately, which I was kind of more hoping for, especially off the back of the N64 stuff I just picked up there. So he had the console, he had the box N64, loose GameCube. Obviously I got them, weren't really interested. I was interested in the games though. So as I was looking through it, I could see my mate who bought the Pokemon games wandered back with a coffee. So he must have just gone and bought a coffee, and I've gone and I've sort of sniped in here just before him, so to speak, and picked this lot up. I basically bought all the games that he had, so left in the systems. He even had like a Game Boy camera and a Game Boy printer, all boxed. But at this point, money was getting a little bit, you know, awesome. But anyway, so what we got is a shitload of N64 games. Again, I don't know how many there is there. Let's just have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games between GameCube and N64. And I paid 16 quid for this lot. One of them, as soon as I seen this one, I just didn't even, again, I didn't look at the rest of them. We had them in like a little box inside the big box. So when I seen this one game, I didn't even look at the rest of the loose carts or anything. I just went, "Oh, what do you want for the lot?" Because I could see the vultures around. But funny enough, when I went back afterwards, went back around again, all he had left was a Game Boy camera and whatever. So you know, they pilfered everything off it anyway. Right, let's get to the games. So, in no particular order, except for the one or two I'm going to show you. These are all box complete. So we've got Mission Impossible, not a great game. Boxes vary. Some are in absolute pristine condition, some are a little bit beaten up. So I don't know if he just collected them as he went along. I don't think a lot of them were bought brand new. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Again, yeah, I mean, if you want, I can give them the old spinach. Perfect Dark. It's got a bloody sticker on there, I'll get that off. Again, very good condition. This one's a little bit of a beater. I don't think I've got this one. Turok 3, Shadows of Oblivion. So a little bit crunch there, but I'm not going to argue. It works out about £1 a game. And when you see one of them, it's just an absolute no-brainer. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Turok game's definitely the worst for wear. Turok 1, Dinosaur Hunter. This one, yeah, the one's been squished. But they might be alright once I reform them or something. Star Wars Rogue Leader. So it's just a bit of crush damage. Another copy of GoldenEye. Boxed and complete. I say all these are boxed and complete. So they're the boxed N64 games. There's one more, but I'm going to leave that till last. So then there's some loose carts. Few of them I think I've got, but I wasn't going to turn them down. So Pokemon Stadium, Forsaken, Carmageddon 64. You must have had all the Turoks. Turok's Rage Wars, which I think I've got anyway, and another copy of Pokemon Snap. So they're the loose ones. Then he had some I say it was just the GameCube ones. These are all he had, which is a bit bizarre when I show you one of the manuals. But again, I picked up all the games that were in there. I picked up, so I don't know what he'd done with the other game, but don't know. First one is Geist. This is complete. Mario Kart Double Dash. It's complete. Another copy of that picked up. This is in nice condition. Super Monkey Ball 2. Again, it's complete. That's a duplicate. So if anyone's interested in Monkey Ball or Mario, or the last one, which is Super Smash Brothers, but it's missing the manual. So I mean, fucking 16 quid. The two Mario games would pay for that, wouldn't it? Oh, also I got a boxed yellow controller. I haven't actually even looked in this, so it might even be in there. Well, it is because I could feel it. But yeah, it's all in there, nicely packed away. Look. Then, like I say, there's a boatload of sort of manuals in this little box. So we've got a couple of N64 flyers. We've got instructions, but no gates. This is what I don't understand. I've got instructions for Super Mario 64, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Blast Corps, which I've got, an Xbox flat out manual, some more N64 sort of literature and whatnot. And this was a real pisser. When I seen this in there, I thought, where the fuck's that game? And it's the Zelda Wind Waker double discer. So I've got the manual for that, but no thing. So I don't know what he's done. I don't know if he's missed it, just boxed some of the stuff up, or what, or if they weren't his. I don't know. It just seems a bit odd. But the fucking pièce de résistance. This is the one I saw and I was like, I'm having it. It's in nice condition. Cut the edges a little bit worn. But one I've been after, the rarer of the two, I think, by a long stretch. It's complete, really nice condition. It's Majora's Mask. So yeah, as soon as I saw that, as soon as I saw the green, I was like, fucking having it. I'm having it. So, Craig, I don't need your copy now, mate. So yeah, I mean, all them games that I've just showed you there, 16 quid. Absolute fucking steal. So it's been a good day at the booter, I must admit. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be on for. Maybe I might have a couple more weeks left, I don't know. Because obviously the weather's on the turn, isn't it? So that's it, guys, I'm done. If anyone's interested in any of the sort of stuff I mentioned, just drop us a PM. Any of the PS2 games as well that I've shown, if it's too quick or whatever. Like I said, the video gone for too long anyway, and not everyone, but some people moan when it goes on for too long, and I can understand it, so that's why I just bulk showed them. But yeah, good Nintendo 64 day for me anyway. So thanks YouTube, take it easy and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, bye bye.